Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
It is your right.
In my family, we strive to be responsible in order to ensure the well-being of our family. In the same way, I encourage my family to vote because it's their responsibility to do so as citizens.
That's right. It is our responsibility to elect our leaders without influence from our families or anyone else.
You have the right to vote. Use it.
We will vote. Will you?
Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015, starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Dear Jungle.
A lovely warm welcome to the main news on Prime Television. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Kalan Mchima to present it. But first, a quick look at the headlines. Former cop escapes death after gunman attack. LCC condemns political parties making Vuseko Market a battleground. Government starts the 2015 budget implementation. And in foreign news, Kenya anti-terror law faces legal setback. While in sports, Zambia beaten 1-0 by South Africa in an international friendly match. Join me for the news in detail shortly. Thank you for joining us once again. And now the news in detail. A former senior police officer living in Skanze camp was Sunday morning woken up from gunshots after unknown people allegedly attempted to kill him. Speaking in an interview with the Prime TV, Maxwell Hamoya, who is a retired senior superintendent in the police service, says at the time the gun was fired, he was sleeping around midnight. Mr. Hamoya adds that he later saw the cartridge on the floor in his bedroom after the gunshots. He says this is not the first time such a thing is happening, adding that several attempts have been made to take his life. Mr. Hamoya has since called upon the higher command to ensure that his gratitude is paid so that he can leave the house.
This police officer is living in fear after several attempts on him to end his life were made by suspected officers within Skanze camp. Maxwell Hamoya, a former police officer, now retired, says just last night a shot was aimed at him whilst he was in bed with his wife. He charges that the same people killed his dog some weeks ago before they could come for him last night.
And I checked around in the bedroom. I saw the cartridge of the AK-47. Then I went outside. I couldn't see, but the dog was barking. Then from there, I informed the robbery to come and check, and they came to my bedroom. They found the roof was damaged. This person went on top of the roof where it opened fire. He wanted to kill me. The reason I don't know. Yes, that's what happened. And in the morning, I went to Kawata Police to report. The officers came, they went on top of the roof, and they found the cartridge where it went. So also they discovered that it is a bullet. And actually I'm suspecting that some of the officers who did this to me.
Like my husband has said, it's very dangerous in the camp actually to be attacked in such a way. Because we were fast asleep and we just had a bang there up on top. So it has been, it was, if it was not by God's grace, one would have died.
Mr. Hamoya says he is now living in fear because he does not know the motive of his enemies trying to take his life. He has appealed to the police command to ensure that his gratuity is paid for the services he rendered. And police spokesperson Charity Munganga says the police service has now launched an investigation into the matter.
We've already launched investigations into the matter. Officers went to the scene at night, and even this morning we also went there. So we are investigating the matter, and it will be too early for us to say as to who was involved.
This man's life is in danger, and failure to identify his enemies continues to torment his life as well as that of his family members. Gwen Mwila reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Lusaka City Council LCC has disclosed that it will soon continue with the construction of structures at Useko Market. LCC Chief Financial Officer Kambole Crispin says all structures will be completed in the first quarter of 2015. Mr. Kambole adds that LCC has been struggling with resources, but it is certain that structures at Useko Market will be completed. He was speaking in an interview with the Prime TV News in Lusaka. Mr. Kambole says it is not true that projects have stalled at the market because of failure by the council to take the project seriously. He has indicated that everything will be in place at the market without any further delay.
We are appealing to our people that if there are anything, they should be able to come to us and we want to sort it out. We are human beings. We need to believe in dialogue. Physical confrontation does not take us and to never take this country anywhere. So really the issue of violence at Useko Market, I'm really interested. But of late I've seen the situation has gone down, it has been quiet. As you know, things are changing with the new leadership and the new ideas. Otherwise we will not allow tolerance. And in case of anything who perpetrate violence at Useko Market, they should just get in touch with my office and you deal with that person accordingly, because we don't allow violence. You know that when there is violence, people die because of violence.
Meanwhile, Mr. Kambole has advised political parties to desist from turning the market into a political battlefield. Mr. Kambole says it is not right for political parties to make Useko Market a center of political battles with their violence. He He says it is sad that the people with evil intentions have made the market battleground when it is supposed to be a trading place.
We are appealing to our people that if there are anything, they should be able to come to us and be able to sort it out. We are human beings. We need to believe in dialogue. Physical confrontation does not take us and to never take this country anywhere. So really the issue of violence at Useko Market, I'm really interested. But of late I've seen the situation has gone down, it has been quiet. As you know, things are changing with the new leadership and the new ideas. Otherwise we will not allow tolerance. And in case of anything who perpetrate violence at Useko Market, they should just get in touch with my office and you deal with that person accordingly, because we don't allow violence. We know that when there is violence, people die because of violence.
UPND Chawama constituency aspiring candidate Morgan Munda has offered an olive branch to PF cadres to join the party. Mr. Munda says the UPND is a peaceful party and embraces all Zambians, hence PF cadres should join the party that will offer security to them and prevent them from fighting. He says the PF has demonstrated that it enjoys violence, a situation peace-loving Zambians should not tolerate. He has also called on PF President Edgar Lungu to ensure he instills discipline in the party in order to protect the innocent Zambians from the PF violent cadres. Recently, there has been unprecedented political violence in the country, with several opposition party members being attacked.
Please, my friends in PF, there is more future in UPND than being used to kill people. Come to the UPND. We shall offer you employment. When we come to power, we shall have you empowered, and we shall see a better Zambia, and we shall live in harmony. If you continue killing people, you know the repercussion. Where is Gaddafi today? Where is Saddam Hussein today? You might try to become, a tyrant dictator, but the repercussion of you shall be very terrible. I want to own the leadership of the PF and President Edgar Lungu and his mercenaries, political mercenaries.
Shwangandu Member of Parliament Stephen Kampyongo has defended the recent attacks on the UPND campaign team by PF cadres in Shwangandu area in Chinsali district. Mr. Kampyongo, in an interview, says the UPND campaign team provoked the PF youths by deciding to land their helicopter on the same spot where the PF youths had already gathered for their own meeting. Mr. Kampyongo says the youths were incensed to see the UPND team landing when there had been no prior notice of their arrival. Mr. Kampyongo, who is also Home Affairs Deputy Minister, says he expected his parliamentary colleagues such as Lunte MP Felix Mutati and Independent MP Luwansenshi Independent MP Patrick Muchaleka to show courtesy and notify him that they would be addressing rallies in his area. PF cadres attempted to bring down the helicopter carrying UPND campaign team comprising former First Lady Maureen Mwanawasa, Lunte MP Felix Mutati, UPND National Chairperson Mutalina Lumango, Luwansenshi MP Patrick Muchaleka, and a movie TV crew. You are watching the live broadcast of the main news. Just now, we go for a break. Join me shortly for more local and thereafter international news.
Yeah, madam, nisiriza manzi.
No problem. It's very busy here.
Yeah, your sister, pamangala busy. Since you wanna kuziwa kapena nzaka vote kwa presidential elections.
Huh? Don't tell me. You can't afford to miss out on your right to vote. Elections are a time for you to choose a leader of your choice.
Your boy, Suzy, but voting is important.
You need to vote if you want to put a leader of your choice in power.
Oh, okay. But for many makamba for panga sense. Anyway, since 14,000 maningi time, your car is ready.
Zikomo, the car looks great. I'll bring it here again for another wash.
No problem. As long as it is not on 20th January, because I'll be voting.
Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015, starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
What's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages. Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
You're still watching the main news on Prime Television. A US-based organization, 14 Plus Foundation, has handed over a newly built school to the Rumfunsa community. The school, which has been constructed at a cost of 3 million kwacha, will offer education to children from grade 1 to 7. Here's a report. Education for most rural children has for many years been a challenge to access. But for the children of Chipakata village in Rumfunsa district, they are lucky to be thought about by a foreign organization which has built a school for them. Before this school, the children used to move about 5 to 6 kilometers to the nearest school, which is Mwachilele. Realizing this need with the help of the local community, 14 Plus Foundation, a US-based organization, built a community school and named Chipakata Children's Academy for the children to ease their education struggles. Foundation President Joseph Mees now highlights what led to the construction of this school.
I wanted to find a community that was in need of a school, and the children in this community are walking 7 kilometers every day back and forth to school. And, you know, as the member of parliament said, it's just not possible for children to properly walk back and forth to the school 7 kilometers each day, each way, particularly younger children. And we wanted to give this community a chance to have the same level of education that anyone else would, that I would have, that anyone in Zambia would have.
Rumfunsa MMD Member of Parliament Kenneth Chipungu was guest of honor at the event and appreciated the development.
We all know that for the young ones it's not possible for them to walk from here to that place.
Bose chizi wakuti mtunda wautari kuyenda munga kubana wachipere 5 kilometers kutoka kuno kwenda kumwachile.
Therefore we can see that I think this school is strategically placed now in this community to help the most vulnerable. And we all know that education is very important.
The school, which has been constructed at a cost of 3 million kwacha, will officially open as soon as other government and private schools open classes next week. So far, the school has recruited 5 qualified teachers. The foundation will also offer free uniforms as well as provide lunch to the children on a daily basis. Such a development always brings joy to the members of the community. And those who participated in the construction of the school were presented with souvenirs in remembrance of their contribution to the community. Kalan Mchima reporting for Prime TV News in Lumfunsa District. Secretary to the Treasury Fredson Yamba has disclosed that the implementation of the 2015 national budget took constitutional effect on January 1st. Mr. Yamba says following approval by Parliament last year, applications for the 2015 national budget commenced on the 1st of January 2015. He said this in a media statement released to Prime TV News in Lusaka by Ministry of Finance Public Relations Officer Chileshe Kandeta. Mr. Yamba says the commencement of the 2015 budget cycle also signals inauguration of the Treasury Signal Account TSA system, and Mr. Yamba says a new payment system which will be implemented during the 2015 budget cycle is embedded with benefits that will accrue for suppliers of goods and services to government. UPND Deputy Spokesperson Edwin Lifuekelo has charged that the recent attack on a UPND campaign team by PF in Shuangandu is a sign that PF has sensed it is losing the coming elections. Mr. Lifuekelo says acts of violence are always perpetrated by parties that are sure that they are going out of power. He adds that it is worrying that PF has resorted to violence each time there are campaigns for elections. Mr. Lifuekelo says there is need for every Zambian to denounce PF and vote them out in the coming election because of their violent culture. Mr. Lifuekelo said this in a media statement available to Prime TV News in Lusaka. PF cadres this week attacked UPND campaign team in Shuangandu in their effort to interpret their rally. Rumfunsa District Council Secretary Emmanuel Tembo says most families which have been affected in the planning process of the new district will be given plots somewhere else. Mr. Tembo says this is to pave way for the construction of roads, proper planning of infrastructure, among other projects. He said people in the area should not panic as the council will adequately compensate them with pieces of land. Mr. Tembo was reacting to concerns raised by some residents of Rumfunsa living on land earmarked for developmental projects to vacate those places so as to allow government to start the intended projects. Last year, the PF government, through President Michael Sata, declared Rumfunsa as a new district.
It is hard for the people of Rumfunsa to understand the coming up of Rumfunsa to the district, and at the same time the creation of the township within Rumfunsa itself. So because of that, people didn't expect that there will be some displacements here and there in terms of whereby if the government wanted to put a government institution or a structure somewhere. So we as the council, we have to sit down with the owner of that piece of land, negotiate, agree.
We'll go for another break. Join me shortly for international and sports news.
Have you lost your voter's card? Is your voter's card defaced or damaged? If so, you can replace your voter's card during the voter's card replacement exercise from the 28th of December 2014 to the 3rd of January 2015. During this exercise, 4 rural centers will be opened in every rural constituency and 3 centers will be opened in every urban constituency. Voters who have lost their cards will need to present a police report and their green national registration card in order to collect a new voter's card. Voters whose cards are defaced or damaged will have to produce the damaged card and their green national registration card before a new card can be issued to them. During this exercise, no new voters will be registered and no transfers will be effected for voters that have moved to a different location. Furthermore, the Commission will not extend the voter card replacement exercise beyond January the 3rd, 2015.
For further information, contact the office of the district electoral officer in your respective districts who are town clerks and council secretaries. Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015 starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
We now shift our attention to international news and sports. Kenya's High Court has suspended key parts of a controversial new national security law pending a full examination of the legislation. High Court Judge George Odunga announced on Friday that the application of 8 sections of the new anti-terrorism law would be suspended because they raised concerns over human rights. The move follows a legal challenge by Kenya's opposition, who had argued that the country was at risk of becoming a dictatorship. The security bill was passed by Parliament last month after a debate that prompted blows between governing coalition and opposition MPs and was signed into law by President Uhuru Kenyatta. The suspended clauses include the threat to journalists, a ceiling on the number of refugees allowed to be accepted in Kenya, as well as definitions on what constitutes support for terrorism. Indonesia's transport ministry has threatened to revoke Air Asia's license for flying on an unauthorized schedule when its plane crashed with 162 people on board. The ministry said on Saturday that the Malaysia-based budget airline has now been suspended from flying the route from the city of Surabaya to Singapore. The same route flight 8501 was flying when the accident happened on Sunday. He said Air Asia's permit for the route would be suspended until investigations were completed, while other airlines in the country would also be examined. It remains unclear how the airline had been able to fly without the necessary authorization. And finally in sports, a late goal by second half substitute Tusum Pala was the difference between South Africa and Zambia when the two sides faced each other in an international friendly match at Orlando Stadium on Sunday. After a goalless first half and the match looking like it would end goalless, it was Impala who broke the deadlock 6 minutes after replacing Mandla Masengo. Coach Janza used the match to assess the readiness of his players ahead of the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations, which kicks off on January 17th in Equatorial Guinea. Zambia is placed in Group B along with the Democratic Republic of Congo Islanders, Cape Verde and Tunisia. And that sporting item wraps up the main news on Prime Television. Thank you so much for your time. But before we go, a quick look at the headlines once more. Former cop escapes death after gunman attack. LCC condemns political parties making Buseko Market a battleground. Government starts the 2015 budget implementation. In foreign news, Kenya anti-terror law faces legal setback. And finally, in sports, Zambia beaten 1-0 by South Africa in an international friendly match. And that concludes our main news. Thank you so much for your time once again. May God bless you. On behalf of the entire student technical crew, my name is Carla Mchima, wishing you God's blessings. And remember to vote wisely on the 20th of January 2015. Bye-bye.
Hi, I was just checking up some information on the Electoral Commission of Zambia website. Did you know that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has set January 20th, 2015 as the date for the presidential election? Remember that in order to vote, you'll need your green national registration card and your voter's card. Voting is the constitutional right of every Zambian citizen. Exercise your right by voting for the presidential candidate of your choice on January 20th, 2015.
Vote in the presidential election on the 20th of January 2015, starting from 06 hours to 18 hours. Carry your voters and green national registration card to be able to vote. The Electoral Commission of Zambia. Your vote, your right, your voice. Support peaceful elections.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages. Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.